Hey, friends, and welcome into the TexAgs Rewind presented by Specs. And if you're looking to step up your cocktail game, get insider info on seasonal releases, or order online for same-day delivery, just go to specsonline.com because the fun starts there. Kaner Schwartner making his debut on the show. Favorite part of the show?
Love Max Wright. Always loved Max Wright. Loved his breakdown of the last play. Loved
good.
His comments about KC and Craver. When you have two threats like that, you make the defense afraid of you, and it opens up one-on-one opportunities, favorable matchups for your other players. And that was Nate Borkacher.
Very good job there. I think you liked the word love, by the way.
Love.
Yeah. Love is in the air, Cade Bickham. What did you love about the show?
Well, I loved Jamie Morrison because Aggie Volleyball is finally going to play some home games this week. Go out there and support Aggie Volleyball.
Yeah, please go do that. Can you tell me who made the rewind?
I can. So Olin Buchanan made the rewind in the Go Hour.
Okay.
Max Wright made the rewind. Okay. Jamie Morrison made the rewind. And then our friend Peter Burns from SEC Network, he made the rewind as well.
Are you man enough to tell Ryan Broniger that he didn't make the rewind?
I'll tell him that. Yeah, sure.
All right. I'd like to capture that on camera. That'd be great. Check out the rewind. Here it is. So would you like to do a little game of ball projections?
Yeah.
Okay. I think some of these you might like.
Okay.
Some you might not like.
All right.
All right. CBS Sports. They have Texas A&M in the college football playoffs in the first round, taking on Florida State.
Okay.
Take that.
Let's go.
Athlon Sports has Texas A&M in the college football playoffs as a rematch of the 2012-2013 Cotton Bowl, Texas A&M versus Oklahoma.
Okay.
2013 Cotton Bowl, 2012 season.
Yeah.
ESPN has two different answers.
Okay.
The Texas Bowl or the college football playoffs.
Well, you're talking about feast or famine, right?
Or, yep. And if it goes to the Texas Bowl, it has A&M facing Iowa State. Or you can go here, or you can go here. You can go to Hawaii, or you can go to Galveston.
Yeah.
I'm not saying which one the Texas Bowl is. It might be Hawaii.
That doesn't surprise me from ESPN.
USA Today.
USA Today.
This just proves that there's a long way left in the season with a pretty hard schedule. They have A&M in the, just guess,
Texas Bowl
versus Baylor.
Okay.
I don't know what bowl they're going to go in. If it were me, playoffs or a Florida Bowl, that's just me. But I mean, I'm selfish.
Yeah, I would think if you don't want to say A&M's going to get into the playoff, okay, there is a tough schedule remaining, and you got a lot to prove. But when your projection is the Texas Bowl after what you've seen, to me that's ridiculous. Yeah. Maybe I'll be proved wrong. I've been wrong before, but you just said or a Florida Bowl. I would think a Florida Bowl would be the second choice on this. If I was projecting which way Texas A&M is going to go, I would think I've seen enough to think, okay, these guys are going to be better than the Texas Bowl.
Yeah, I hope. So when you look at how he has grown from when you met him to the quarterback that he is now, what are some things you can share with us?
Man, I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, his completion percentage was a little bit lower than I think we all wanted it to be, but man, did he capitalize on opportunities whenever they arose. Looking at while I was watching the game all the way through, I was so impressed with his pocket presence, man. That kid has matured so much from what I've seen from whenever I saw him, whenever I was there at A&M. There are a few plays that stood out to me. Man, there's one play where majority of the time that I've seen Marcel Reed whenever he's playing quarterback, if he gets pressure and he gets a little nervous in there, he's going to drop the ball down. He's going to start looking down just at his lineman. He's going to run. He's not the guy in the past who's been someone who's going to, slide up or slide back in the pocket to help his offensive line out with where the positioning is or where their defensive linemen are positioned in that pocket to hold it and then make a good throw. And I saw multiple plays on Saturday where there was either pressure coming and he stayed in the pocket and kept his eyes downfield and made the throw that needed to happen. Or he slid around and stayed smooth. I was just, his maturity, his his ability to keep his eyes down the field with pressure and not just go straight to relying on his legs. That's why he was able to have the big plays that he was having on Saturday, was because in those moments when the pressure was coming, he still trusted his offensive lineman to keep him protected, which, I mean, you want to talk about too, a huge piece of this trust that he's probably having. I mean, no sacks allowed on Saturday and no sacks allowed this season at all by his offensive line. I mean, that's huge for the trust of a young guy, especially, I mean, Marcel's not a huge guy. He's not a big dude who's going to be able to take a bunch of licks during a game. He needs to be protected. And the offensive line's doing just that, to give him the space to sit in the pocket and trust his guys so that he can keep his eyes downfield and make the throws that he needs to. As a whole, this game for me was big to see his ability to make the big plays whenever they needed to happen. Granted, that said, I still would like to see some consistency in the deep ball. He threw for 360 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he could have thrown for way more if he had connected on a few other passes. I mean, there's a specific play for me that I think about was in the beginning of the second half, whenever we got pinned deep on a punt by Notre Dame. He had KC streaking down the sideline open, where if he would have hit him, it could have been a 90-yard plus touchdown. I mean, people don't think about that. I mean, that would have blown the game wide open. And then another situation on the next drive with Amari to Black, when Amari ran a similar kind of route, streaking down the sideline, and he missed him again. So it's exciting because the amount of opportunities that this offense was able to create, and they still missed on a ton of them and still put up 41 points on one of the best defenses and best secondaries in the entire country.
Anybody else that we can spotlight? They like it. Look, I know we didn't get the result we wanted, but I saw some positive steps here.
I think, again, the TCU match is a struggle just because you look at it statistically, and like both of our outsides hit over 300, and we out a lot of things to them if you looked at the stats. So I would say those two, I think, had a good match and a smart match as you kind of got into that. And then I feel like it was different people at different times. And if I were to, I don't know, talk about like the third set of SMU and on, it was like a car that was starting to get going, and then all of a sudden it would like sputter back a little bit, and you'd be like, all right, here we go again. And I think the thing, and I said this even before this weekend, that I'm encouraged by is I don't think we've had a match yet where everybody has played well. Mm-hmm. You haven't seen our best yet on the floor, and I think that's going to come at some point here, hopefully this weekend, if not the near future, where all the cylinders on the car are firing and we're going at full speed. So I think that's to come.
Can you remind the audience the last time you got to play at home?
Last season?
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't even remember the date anymore.
I mean, we're deep into the season, right?
I feel like we're at the end of the season based on everything that we've done so far. I mean, the exhibition against Baylor obviously was here, but I think the scoreboard had it last year. Georgia at some point in November. We're excited to be in front of the 12 man. It's been a long time. Like, I feel like I'm back with a national team where you don't play home matches. Yeah. Like that's kind of
7 matches.
It's insane, and again in a lot of different places. It was not 7 matches where we just went to 2 different gyms. It was 7 matches, I think, in 5 different places. So
some back-to-backs involved.
Yeah, so we're excited to be in front of the 12 man. We're excited to be at home. We're excited. I don't know, sleeping in our beds is a piece of it, but just to have a crowd cheering for us as opposed to against us. We're really excited for it.
Well, I mean, home court advantage matters, right?
Oh, it does. Yeah, I was just looking at some analytics stuff where it was like projected win-loss, and it's pretty crazy. Like when you actually look at the analytics, how much home court really matters. So again, this is like we had a tough schedule, but I'm happy because I think it will make us better. I think we've had to play at a really high level in really hostile environments over and over and over again. And I think we're used to that now. And I almost feel like it's like the pressure might get let off this weekend being at home with people cheering for us. And hopefully, again, that gets all cylinders firing, and then we're moving along into conference play next week. So, hoping for that. One of the notable people who was picking A&M to win, they made you look good, huh?
Yeah, and I mean, listen, if you would have told me what the final score of that game was, I don't think I would have said, all right, that worked out well for the Aggies. And I think in a weird way, too, that showed me more of what A&M could be as opposed to had that game been, 2017, how I kind of thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be like a defensive battle. But the fact that it was, I mean, everything that was just shoved over at A&M, they're like, all right, sounds good. Late scores, they give up one, and all of a sudden when the kickoff return gets turned back, we're like, oh, man, what's going to happen? And sure enough, Marcel's like, I got this on the road. And then, and Coach Elko had told me that the idea that it wasn't going to throw it to KC or wasn't going to throw it to Mario on that call when the game is on the line, it was incredible.
Talking to Peter Burns here on TexAgs Live. Yeah, Peter, I think it's a couple things are at play here. I think this is a team that has proven now, okay, vertically they can beat you. But they still have Le'Veon Moss. Le'Veon had a really nice game against a good Notre Dame defense. And there's going to be a game where Le'Veon's going to have to carry the load at the end of the game. What do you think about the fact that they have become more of a balanced team?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, you know it. I mean, I've seen LSU teams in the past. I've seen other squads that don't have complementary football. And that's what you need to be able to do, because there's going to be some times, you're right, where A&M is going to just sit in there and go, all right, we need a 4-minute drive. Okay, we need to just grind out this clock. And it may come against LSU, later this season over there in Baton Rouge, to where, something that Florida didn't do last week, which I thought they were going to do. And again, I think that was the one that Elko, who hasn't shown a lot of emotion, but I could just tell, like, the way that he was smiling and the way that he enjoyed that. It was finally that, take a deep breath. We got that off of our back, and now everybody can shut the hell up nationally. That says A&M is going to be Texas 8-4, and now we can go after and do some other things. But the fact that, I keep going back to Marcel, and so much was said, oh, he's just, a running quarterback after what he did to LSU last year. No, he's got the weapons. They found the right guys in the transfer portal, and now there's proof of concept to do it in a very hostile environment.
All right, Caden, tell the people what they need to. Why are you smiling already?
I don't know.
You know the answer to this.
Uh-huh.
So tell you.
Like,
did you write it on your computer? You looked at it.
Nothing on my computer. Like, comment 600 times, subscribe, tell your friends, watch again tomorrow, go to volleyball.
What are the chances your parents were watching you today?
100%.
What are the chances they were giving you feedback throughout the show?
90%.
What are the chances that most of the feedback was very positive?
75%.
I think you did great.
Thank you.
I don't usually give compliments, so that was weird. Anyway, we'll see you next time.